Hello everyone and welcome to another one of these Alchemy drafts of Phyrexia all will be one. So this is a premier draft, best of one, no sideboarding, and each pack has one Alchemy card. Possibilities are uncommon, rare or mythic rare. There are no commons in the Alchemy sets. So at least in this kind of an Alchemy set that accompanies the main set. Of course Baldur's Gate set had commons. Anyway, this is not actually anything too amazing. This is basically your basic blue. Use 2 mana to get 3 cards and play one of them. Now this doesn't go to your hand, so it's protected from any kind of discard shenanigans, but it's not much better than that. It's not the best card in the pack. The regular rare is just bad. The Retrofitter is good. Duelist of the Deep Fate is good, and the Ruthless Predation is good. Anointer can be good also. Maybe I should take the Anointer. I haven't really. Okay, I'm gonna take the Retrofitter still. I think it's easier to make it work. And now am I going to regret not taking the Anointer? Kinda, yeah, because there's a Volt Charge. Let's first see the Alchemy card. So Mephidros Slime is quite good. It is a 3-mana 3/3 trample. It's like okay 3-drop. But when it dies, conjure, so make another, basically create that card. So it makes itself into the graveyard, and then that and this card both double the power and toughness, and then they get shuffled to your library. So basically, when this dies, you get 2 of these things into your library, but there will be 6/6 tramplers for 3. If that happens again, let's say you draw one of the 6/6s and then it dies, then you will have in your library 2 12 tramplers for 3. That's pretty darn good. Now, am I gonna go for it just because this is an Alchemy draft? It's a 2-color card. I think I'm still gonna go for the Volt Charge. I just think that it is more reasonable after first picking the Retrofitter. Now, it's not the first time I have first picked a Retrofitter from a fairly weak pack, and then I really didn't get the support for it, because I can end up not even playing this card. And based on this pack, I don't really have anything I really want to necessarily play with the Retrofitter here. How about the Volt Charge? There's a Char Forger. There's an Incubation Sack. It's a bit slow. This is a sideboard card, and of course it's a premier draft event, so there's no sideboard. I don't really think there's any reason to pick anything else than the best card in the pack, which also does work with the Volt Charge because it's 2 colors but shares a color with the Volt Charge here. Alright. Red and black seem pretty decent, so I guess the Retrofitter can soon be ignored again. So Cacophony Scamp, Strider, Annihilating Glare in Inquiry. Decent stuff. I don't think I want to have the 5-drop right now. I'm not sure how good the Glare is. It is actually quite decent with the token here, and of course you can get other, there's the Hasty 4-drop from red, which gives a nice sacrifice fodder. But I really like the Cacophony Scamp. I mean, I think it is the card I'm gonna have. It's a 1-drop that trades with 2 toughness creatures early in the game, and then you can have all kinds of tricks involving increasing this guy's power. Wow, there's a Rebel Salvo pick 5. Well, that has to mean that red is gonna be open. I can't believe there are more than one red drafter, maybe to my right, and that drafter took like a rare or something, some bomb or something, but Rebel Salvo is the best card in the pack by far. It's my pick here. And I'm not married to blue or black. There's also Cultivator and Mantis. This could be a red-green stuff too, but I mean, I can only pick one card from the pack. Yeah, nothing from black, so I think the Char Forger goes away. The Retrofitter can work with red because red has a few of those for mirrored in artifacts, equipment which are of course artifacts. You can turn them into 4/4s. This is just a bad card. Don't even consider playing this in limited, unless your deck is really weird. So I think I have the decent trick. The blast is fine, and there's also a predation steward, which I'm mostly interested because I think green is open based on what has been passed to me. I like this, but I think I'll just take the steward now. It's more important than the tricks. And now I'm gonna get another Char Fortress, so that's actually a reason to have like a slight forcing of black, because this is a really good card, just by itself. 3 mana, 2/3 plus a 1/1, and then maybe sometimes you get some additional cards out of it. That's really great. So it's an easy pick here. Of course, there's not really much competition here. So let's just take it, and I will be interested in drafting black now. Well, red is definitely open. The finisher isn't for this deck, but I do like this in the red white deck that will have a lot of equipment, easily like an 8 equipment if the archetype is open, that is. And then this will be a 4 or 5 mana big creature often. This is good, but I think I'm more interested in black right now. So the question is the Crescendo or the Strider. The Crescendo is really good with the Cacophony Scamp. But I think I take the Strider now, yeah. There's also the land that grants oil counters. It is definitely something you can play in red decks, because you might have some oil counter synergies. And I have 2 cards that care about oil counters plus this thing, but I mean, I think I didn't want to quite pick that card. I like this thing, but you know what I really like? The Necro Titan. I'm not gonna corrupt the opponent, but with 2 Char Forges, I'm gonna see if there's gonna be, yeah, exactly this. Exactly, I was about to say this card, this card's name, but I wasn't able to do it in time, because this is also something that gives you a very, very sacrificable creature. So let's take this. And I still got the free from flesh. So I like it more than the Skull Bomb. Let's take it. Okay, I'll take 20 gems. In a best of 3 draft, I would be happy to run this as a sideboard card, but of course not a thing in this best of 1 draft. Not sure about if I'm gonna play this, but let's pick it now. Of course, there's no really other option. Okay, I suppose I'll take the Mythic Rare. Now there is Anoint with Affliction and a Volt Charge, which are really good, but I'm actually gonna be red here, and this. So this card, choose a non-creature, non-land. Non-creatures 4. Rebel Salvo and Bolt Charge are already quite good. Yeah, I'm gonna take it, not necessarily because it's the best card. I think the Anoint might be a more reasonable choice, but it is a Mythic Rare. I have only 2 copies of right now, so this will also get me a collection. Improve my collection status so I can complete the set and all that. Alright. It is a 4/4 flyer. Hard mana cost. If I 9 more, I don't think you're often gonna have 9 or more cards in your graveyard for the cheaper cost, and it's the cheaper cost still makes this triple red. But yeah, I took that now. And here Axiom Engraver is good, but also the Hive Master kinda. Okay, I should first of all cut the green and the blue, because I'm definitely gonna be black red now. The Necro Titan is decent with the Char Forgers and the Hive Masters, but I have no 2-drops, so I'm gonna take the Engraver. It's also quite good of a card. So let's take that now. Another Cacophony Scamp, but no, there's a Hex Gold Sledge. Now this is also quite good, so I'm just quickly checking if there is it's gonna be one of these uncommons, but this thing gives you a 3 mana 3/2 basically, because it gives you the 2/2 token for Mirrodin, which will of course get +1/+0 from this equipment, but it also creates you the Goblin Cavalier. And this Cavalier is a 1/1 Trampler, but it gets +2/+0 for each equipment attached to it, so you can just move this equipment with 1 mana to make it into a 4/1 Trampler. That's just 2 cards in 1, so let's take kind of 3, because you also get the equipment, but this is, you maybe can't really count it. Also the Sledge gives you some sacrifice fodder for the Necro Titan, so I think I'm already having enough synergy for this thing that I will be playing the Necro Titan. That's not a Mythic Rare. I'm not gonna take non-Mythic Rare Alchemy cards just to complete the set, because rares will be easy to complete, just like for any other set. Set completion, when you go for full 4 times everything, which is what I do, regular rares are a non-issue. Mythic rares are the bottleneck, which I have said 1,000 times in my videos, I'm sure. Inquiry. I think I'll just take the draw speeds, not really caring about the divination there. That's not a very good limited card, so I have no intention splashing that. That's the Alchemy card, but that is one of the Alchemy cards that's actually not for limited despite it being an uncommon. You don't really care about the 2-mana 1/1 that creates you a Mox Opal. Unless, maybe in some decks, but very rare that it's gonna be useful. Should I take the Aspirant here? I'm not gonna proliferate much at all. Even though I need 2 drops, I'm not gonna take a 2-mana 1/3 with no abilities basically. So I took the 20 gems here. That was just a greedy drafting bit, but I didn't see there anything I wanna play. Now, Batter Fist versus the Scamp. That is actually a good question. I like them both. Can I have them both, please? I need both are early drops. Significant things. Oh man, I actually want to have them both. Okay, I'll take the 3 power 2 drop. Man, that was not easy to make the decision. Alright, I can take the rat here just to have a 2 drop. The Crescendo is a card I'm willing to play definitely, but I needed 2 drops. Free from Flesh, Sprinter. I don't think I have enough oil synergy to make that card actually very good. I take another Free from Flesh, which, you know, at least even if you don't care about oil, it's just a combat trick regardless. Now I can take the Inquiry. I'm not sure if I'm gonna play it, but let's pick it. Dross Skull Bomb is a more likely card to play than a Duress. Okay, I got the Crescendo now. I don't think I care about the Centurion. No. 3 mana, 3/2. Okay, how many creatures? Oh, what? Only 9? Where did the creatures go? Where did the creatures go? Well, I guess I'm gonna take these just to have a creature. Okay, that doesn't matter. Well, that is a 3-drop creature, but I think I don't need 3 drops, I need 2 drops. Alright, I also wouldn't mind having a splitter. This deck might not be the greatest for the Golem. Let's see the Alchemy card, just because why not? 1 mana 1/1 toxic 1. And when this deals combat damage to the player, well, insects, you can blah blah. Basically, this means because it is an insect, this gets increased toxic value. So if an opponent has a slow start and you play this on turn 1 on the play, that might just deal a massive amount of poison. It's an okay card, nothing amazing. Okay, so what do I pick here? I think I have to take the 2-drop here. Dune Mover it is. I mean, it's not the greatest, but it is a 2-drop and I need those. That's a nice 3/3 for 3, Toxic 2 with some nice value for the Corrupted. But also the Nettlecyst might not be the greatest in all decks, but this format of course has artifacts, so you might get a bit more bigger than just a +1/+1 effect from this thing. Anyhow, what is the pick I'm gonna make? I really want to take the Chimney Rabble, but I fear I have to take the Batter Fist still. Yeah, I mean, the Rabble is also good with the Necro Titan, plus it's just a good card, period. But I need the 2-drop here. So I don't see actually a lot of black here, it's mostly red. Can I cut the black altogether? Maybe, you know, just play the Char Fortress? Because I'm starting to feel like it's possible to do that. I see some nice green here. Anyway, I'm gonna take the Batter Fist here. Ovika. Yeah, it's a good one, but I think I'll just take the Annihilating Glare because I think I'm gonna never play just the mono red. I'm gonna at least play the Char Fortress with a few swamps, and while I'm doing that, I can also play the Glare. I don't think I need 2 drops anymore that much, so the Slinger will not be picked here. And here I see this thing which cares about having permanents with oil counters on them. Yeah, look at all this other stuff here. Don't think I'm gonna have that many permanents with oil counters, but I will have a few perhaps. But 3 mana 2/3 attacks as a bigger thing. I think I'll take this random 2-drop instead, even though I'm not sure if I actually need it. Blue Splash, do I need it? Not really, so I could take 20 gems, or just take the Molten Rebuke. Maybe I'll take the Rebuke. I mean, it's actually against some decks because you can get the 2 for 1, that's quite nice. And then we see this pack, which has an Axiom Engraver, it has a Thermophic Expanse, Furnace. Yeah, there's some options here, but I think it's between the Engraver and the Thermophic here. I think I'm gonna take the Thermophic because I might still just splash for black, and with Thermophic I don't have to play that many Axlo Swamps. Easy Skywarden, very decent card. And I don't have that many 5s, so I think I can afford to run it. And here I can take the Splitter. Yeah, this is mostly red. Oh, I got the Rabble back. What? I'm happy to pick it, although I'm not so sure anymore if I'm gonna play the Necro Titan. This can be just a mostly mono-red deck. Do I need the Centurion here? If I cut some of these black cards, I'll take Centurion number. No, sorry. What did I say? I meant the Crescendo. What did I even pick that? I don't know what I picked anymore. Whatever. Okay. Alright, so this is the deck after the draft. Let's get rid of the lands now. So the first question is obviously that, am I going to... Are these, by the way, larger or smaller? I don't know. Well, maybe you recognize these cards already. I don't know if you can see these, the text on these cards. I guess I could do this, and you can, read them and pause if you need to. Yeah, those are the cards in my sideboard, but I like this view more, so that I can see all the cards at once. So, let me see. If I am playing black, only as a slight splash, even though I have the synergy for this now, a lot of things I can actually quite easily sacrifice. The double black will be a problem. That would be a problem. And I wouldn't play the Hive Master, Inquiry, Rat, or the Gladiator. How many 2s that is? I guess it might not be enough 2s in the end. So let's cut the Custodians because they are not gonna be played. Especially if I play the black here. Maybe I don't need the Inquiry. Don't care about the opponent getting poisoned that much. Draw Skullbomb is kinda okay. That is maybe I mean, I have some... So did this remove 4 oil counters? But I have some, creatures that enter with 2 or create 2 in the end. This creates basically 2 creatures. These 2 create 2 creatures. This will create 2 creatures. The Chimney Rabble does that as well. So I could see this doing something, but I don't really have proliferating. I think this thing needs proliferating to be really good, so I'm going to cut it. And I think I can easily cut 1 free from flesh because I do have 2 of these crescendos here, and I don't think I need the fleshless gladiator no matter what. That's 7 2-drops now. It's kind of a shame to not play the Necro Titan after I picked the synergy for it, and I got past and I got the opportunity to pick the synergy for it. Because a 4 mana 6/6 is of course large, very large. I won't be poisoning the opponent. This is just gonna sack something. Because you know what I could do? Cut the Necro Titan, cut the Hive Master, cut the Rat here. And I could splash for the Char Forger, 2 of them, and the Annihilating Glare, and maybe the Skull Bomb. I do have these 5 mana spells. This is basically almost always going to cost 6 mana. So I believe I will be playing. I believe I will be playing 17 lands in this deck. So I would cut one more card. I don't think the Centurion is that good, but 1, 2, 3. I guess I can just play it as a, because looking at my mana curve here, type creature or type equipment shows me the equipment and creatures. So this is the creature curve. I of course wrote equipment because of the all of them will have the 4 mirrored in, at least in this deck. I guess you could have said also just 4 mirrored in here to make a similar filtering happen. But yeah, I like these 4 3-drops, 2 4-drops, 2 5s, 1 6, and plenty of 2s as you should have. So this is decent. I think I like the 1 free from flesh. It's still quite good with the Charforger, although none of them. Well, there's also the Engraver, which does. And these, okay, yeah, there's like more than a few. Some creatures that care about the oil counter, so I'm gonna play the 1 off, but maybe not 2. I play 2 of these crescendos. I like the rebuke just about enough to still play it. And the skull bomb, it also triggers these things. This is whenever another artifact or creature. So I do want to play that too. And you can always cycle this for without using black if you don't draw the black. So what this all means is that I still want to cut a card because I do think 17 lands is the way to go. Although I do have a Dune Mover here, which is kind of a land. And these crescendos, you know, they can hit into lands. This thing cycles for a land. I think I talked myself to play 16 because it's not like I need it. I mean, that my colored sources are gonna suffer because this gets me either. I have a Terramorphic expansion that can't get me either, and I don't need more than now. Well, I need enough swamps to play the Charforger reliably on turn 3. I think that the minimum is 6 ways to get black mana by turn 3, and I have with the Expanse and the Dune Mover, I have already 2. So let's see if I'm gonna play with this configuration. Let's do it. First of all, that's 13 non-creatures. Bunch of them are equipment though. So, I mean, they can of course end in the graveyard, but you don't always get something here. 3 cards at random, so I mean, you can get 3 cards at random that all are creatures. Or maybe even lands, because I have the expanse that could end up there. So you don't always get a free spell. But when you do, it's of course good value. Very good value. Yeah, so point is that I should have a fairly decent amount of known creatures, even when not counting the equipment that usually stay on the battlefield. So let's put the Terramorphic Expanse. I will still play the draw pitch. I can draw these and a swamp. It's possible totally. So I can get value out of this. And then, what did I say? The minimum for the Charforgers are 6 ways to get black mana. And this is now 6. These lands plus the Dune Mover. This would leave me 11 mountains in the deck. Is that like an excessive amount? Because the triple red card is the one that actually makes me want to play that much. And I have only the, basically 4 cards that can be interested in black mana. Well, 3 cards that definitely are, but the 4th is sometimes not even going to need the black mana. So with 6 ways to get black mana, there will be games where I have these in my starting hand, but no way to play it on turn 3. So if I want to play it safely, I'm going to do it like this. And then that's still only like, 4 swamps in the deck, because I can use the Dune Mover and the Expanse to get mountains. So, I mean, if and when I put now 10 mountains, that is still actually 12 ways to get the red mana. So the only way I cannot cast this on turn 6 is that I have drawn out of these black producing lands. I have drawn, 4 out of 5, and if the draw split is among them, I can actually crack this to have an additional draw. So I think on turn 6 I should be able to have triple red. Now I don't know if there's gonna be a game where I have 9 or more cards in my graveyard very early before I'm at 6 lands. Yeah, then the triple red might not be happening, but that should be very rare scenario. So I think I'm gonna play it with this mana. And that is it. So in the end I did cut all the black because I really didn't get anything, but on the other hand I got a lot of red. But the Charforger is as a double, when you have 2 of these it's definitely worth playing, and then I can play a couple of other black cards too. So this is the deck. On the play, 2-drop, 3-drop, maybe 4-drop. And I got my Charforger on turn 3. I even have 2 of my swamps and only 1 of these mountains. So I have only 2 swamps left in the deck plus the black producing land that can be sacked for a card. Okay, I paused there for a bit because opponent took some time to make the decision there. They did keep 7 cards. This Woolsock Splitter is also actually quite nice with the 1/1s I can generate with this deck. Okay, they have a Chorus, which is able to attack into this thing because I'm not going to block it. I can block it with the 1/1 produced by the Charforger. They might also not, you know, attack. But that's because this is of course a good blocker on this thing. Oh, another Charforger. Alright, well let's see what they have, because they did not play anything. Slash, that is totally fine, and now this Chorus shouldn't be able to do anything too significant anymore. Centurion, I have one of these too, so when stuff leaves the battlefield on their side, this gets oil counters, and at 2 it can be a nice aggressive creature, you know, preventing some blocks from happening. Anyway, I am willing to trade the Charforger on the Centurion here because I have the Skull Bomb, but I should play the first Charforger, I mean the second one, before that, because of course this picks up some counters when things die. So now I'm totally fine with this. So I can remove 3 oil counters from this thing to exile top card of my library, and on that turn I may play that card. It says play, so if it's a land I can also play a land. And every time a creature or an artifact leaves the battlefield, this gets an oil counter, and now there's a Chimney Rabble, which is yeah, I mean I can't double block it. I only lose the Charforger. I kind of lose the value I can generate from these guys, but does that matter? Does that matter? Because I can raise them, I mean I can counter attack. I believe I'm gonna be now this is a red-white deck though. I mean this could be a little risky, taking 3 now. I can attack back for 4 and then place something. I guess I can just use the Volt Charge. It's also gonna proliferate on this thing, so yeah, I have made up my mind. I even got the land there, so I could play my own Chimney Rabble. Well, that's definitely what I'm doing here, instead of the Splitter. If I had that land already in my hand and I knew I can haste this up, I wouldn't have even considered the block there, but I was considering that if I get stuck at this amount of mana. Okay, now if this doesn't get removed, I get to use the ability. There's no point using it now because I had my land drop already played and I can't because you have to still pay for the spell, of course, so it would have done nothing there. But what was I saying? It would have, I wanted to consider how risky it is that if I don't get the 4th land. Oh, they have a Phyrexia Harvester, so when this thing gets damaged... Oh man, they have their quadruple red card here with with a crawling chorus in the same deck. Alright, whatever. Anyway, when this thing gets dealt damage, seek that many non-land cards, and then they have to play them or they discard it. Alright. So, how do I beat it? I mean, I can beat it so that I, get a million cards. I guess they can't cast that many cards on the next turn. Anyway, let's block here because it's not gonna attack into the harvester and I get another oil counter here. I need my black removal spell. Hey, that's not it. Okay, so 5/5 menace as well. I suppose I'm gonna do this. Play the land. Yeah, I mean, this is a disappointing thing because as you can see, I could really win the race if this was something else. I could maybe vault charge it or something like that. I can't really attack into it. Well, it doesn't have vigilance, so if they decide to attack with it, then it can't block. So I guess I can play the splitter here, which just makes them... Yeah, well, it's the most mana efficient thing. Although, maybe I need to have this around so I can get... Okay, yeah, I'm actually doing that. I can also play the draw Skullbomb. Or I could have equipped, but I think I don't need to equip here. So once this gets one oil counter, which it can get by just me losing the Skullbomb, I can actually make this unable to block if they choose to not attack with it. Of course, they can choose to attack with it, in which case... Okay, they don't have mana to equip the Rabble. I would have been worried about that. Okay, they have... Yeah, the Harvester is gonna be the nasty thing. Man, they just had it on turn 5 casually in this deck that plays like a white 1-drop. Okay, so let's just get the land here first. Don't need more than 2 swamps here, so it's gonna be a mountain. And this is gonna be this. And... Yeah, they had 2 creatures there. Don't like that. Now, what I can do now, I can kill this guy and the Hex Gold Hoverwings. Now, they will get to seek 5 non-land cards. None of them will be a land. So they will have 6 mana to play 5 cards. And of course, they might draw a land. So they can play up 2 or 3 of them. But that also allows me to get rid of the Hoverwings. So I think it is what I'm supposed to do here. It is good enough. Yeah. Yep. So any good attacks? Not really. No point. So how many of them can they play? I assume, 2 is the minimum. That's a really good one. And then... anything else? Just like a removal spell on my Char Water. Ossification, okay. And then... I'm basically dead here already. I mean, you just can't beat that Harvester. It's just too much value it provides. So I can just trade with these 2 tokens and they have a million of those left still. This is not gonna be an aggressive card, so I'm just gonna prevent some damage here. And let's see. They can make the Cavalier into big one. I guess I'm gonna Vault Charge the Cavalier. They discard. Okay, they kept the card in hand that they drew. Okay, well. At least they didn't use... Oh, I don't get it. They have like multiple crawling choruses. in a deck with a quadruple red mana cost. Anyhow, sadly, I can't do much here. I think I need to deal with the Cavalier. And take only 4. I will take 5 because they will equip the Batter Fist. So, I mean, I can't play these, but that's a bad blocker actually. I can't play these and the Volt Charge. So what I'm doing here is I'll just get a creature back. It's going to be the Charwater, I believe. Oh, I can play that too. I kind of forgot. And I can then block the Cavalier. It has Trample, but that allows me to block a 2/2 and trade with the Cavalier. So yeah, this is fine. Didn't realize that was an option, but it was. But yeah, they still have 2 cards in hand. Yeah. So this deals now. Yeah, is this even gonna... All these blocks here. I'm taking 9 if I don't block anything else. Is the Charwater actually going to be drawing me a card? Because I know I can proliferate once, but it's not enough. That is not enough. So I think I just have to, you know, accept this, take 6 damage here still. I mean, of course I'm totally losing here unless something very weird happens. Don't really think I have the means to turn this game around. As long as they, unless they hit like a pocket of 6 lands in a row. They did seek a bunch of non-lands, so they have a higher frequency of lands, of course, now. Alright, so this thing can do some work with the splitter at least. Do I have the mana to do it all? No, I would need 8 to make this into a 4-1. 3-1 actually, this is only +2/+0. But I do have the Volt Charge there. So with 7 mana, what are my options? I feel like the Scamp is going to be one of the... Yeah, I can do it like this. This splitter will block the Chimney Rabble. Don't need to use the charge now. And then I can do this, which can, you know, trade with the 2/2. I know I can just kill the Scamp and you know, because I can equip this and make this into a 2-1 and then 2-0, I mean, and then it dies and deals 2 damage to any target. But I believe this is what I do now, because that now makes it so that no, I don't know actually. Maybe that was a mistake. Maybe it was. Well, I'm not taking 4 here, so it's gonna be like this. I guess the outcome is totally the same, even if I did the equip thing myself. So let's see if they did hit the pocket of lands. Well, I have at least something to do with my own lands when I draw them. I won't be equipping this because of course I want to leave mana up for the Volt Charge. Now they are probably a bit suspicious of that. And they are actually now out of spells, or they were in the previous turn. Who knows what happens right now. Well, they have that thing. I'm not corrupted, so that actually doesn't matter that much. I can just kill it. And I will. I'll get to proliferate another Engraver. Counter 2. And can't sadly do that on my own turn, because I need to block that guy. I'm still in the game, but I mean, I need to deal somehow 15 without taking 3 myself. I'm gonna say it's very tough game to win, but I mean, I'm happy I was able to somehow deal with this guy and I'm still not totally dead. It's just that I don't know if my deck has the power to actually, you know, get enough of a board presence that can start attacking without them having any say, because I actually used my card advantage cards. My Char Fortress are gone, the second one is ossificated, and the Draw Skull Bomb, I already used that up. I don't think there's much. I guess I have my 5-drop. 5 drops. I have the 5/5 Menace Vigilance. I have the 4/5 that can haste things up. Opponent is also, you know, just in the tank, so I'm gonna pause until they do something. Okay, so I don't know if they disconnected or something, but they have run out of all of their timeouts and they are about to auto pass the turn. So are they gonna come back when it's my turn? Because they just lose the game, of course. Oh, that's actually... I don't know how it works in best of 1, but... usually... it's just an auto pass for the turn. What the heck? I mean, when you do this thing first time, run out of your timeouts. Maybe if there are enough timeouts, it will go to auto concession. Because they had a lot of them, it was a lot of waiting there. But I expected them to just auto pass then, and then I get to use this, and then they will start, you know, draining time on my turn, and maybe then there's the concession. But okay, I won, not in a kind of a fair way, but what can I do if the opponent, you know, just disappears? It seems like they didn't have any. I mean, the 2 cards in their hand are not counting the one they just drew. They had to be something useless like lands, and of course I had the 2 uses for this thing. So at end of that turn, I can ditch a mountain, basically see 2 fresh cards after I have taken my turn. Maybe I can, you know, get my heavy hitters and somehow stay at 3 life and deal the 15. So, but I'm gonna say a totally made up number. Like maybe there was like a 15% chance for me to win this game if it just goes so that both are top deck things, because I just have so little life here. And of course they can just draw something like a Volt Charge, which immediately wins the game. But hey, I won because they timed out, and I'll take that. Again on the play with a decent hand. Some scamp action with pump spells. Just don't misclick this thing when you don't want to. I believe I'm not gonna wait. It's a swamp there. I mean, I'm not gonna wait for them to have an artifact, so let's just decline this. I know you can do some tricks to, you know, sack this camp when it's a 3/3 or something, but well, the opponent is doing absolutely nothing, so let's just deal the damage here. It would be a shame now to not have this slinger on the battlefield. Okay, are they going to have a second color? Is that the issue? They're missing their second color. But it was just a 2. Okay, now they have a scrapyard. Okay, so this is the one from you know, Alchemy. So this is actually quite good, I would say, despite it only producing colorless. So they can, you know, make more of these scrapyards, basically changing cards in their hand into these, and then once they have 3, okay, it's gonna cost a lot of mana though, but they're gonna get a card that is a Soul of New Phyrexia. This thing, yeah, 6/6 Trampler, which can do some indestructible stuff. That is expensive too. Yeah, maybe it's not that amazing. It's still just a land, so it's pretty free to play that thing. Yeah, I'm gonna attack. They are not gonna block because they will just trade with both. Maybe they are gonna block, and now I have to decide if I should. Yeah, I think it's so miserable to make this. I mean, this is just a 2/2. I'm actually gonna let the trade happen here. Decline here. Because I mean, saving the 2/2 makes little sense because they can just play a 3/3, 3/4, 2/4, any of that, and then it doesn't do anything. This thing having oil counters doesn't matter either. I'm not gonna crack the land because you know I might use the rebuke here. Of course, if they don't play a creature here, then I'm gonna feel a little bit bad about not letting this thing survive. Yeah, they're gonna go for that. Okay, they are missing white mana, understandable. Okay, but it will conjure the thing on the battlefield, so this will come straight to battlefield. So that is gonna be nasty. I'm not sure if I can afford to. Well, I'm not gonna use the Molten Rebuke on the next turn, so I think I now should do this. I can still play it on the next turn. Oh, and punished. I had 2 5-drops in the deck. Punished immediately. Okay, not so much because I got the Rabble. Okay, that was a ups and downs. So of course I wanted to draw this immediately, but now that I got the Jimmy Rabble, this is actually quite fine now. But yeah, they're still gonna make it this is only a sorcery speed activation, by the way, but no, I mean the thing that makes the decline this. So they're gonna get the 6/6, but they are gonna have to sack 3 lands. Yeah, I mean that's not so great. They have to sack 3 lands. That's a slight drawback with the thing. Okay, so I'm not going to be. Okay, they have a Nimrazer Paladin returning Sentry on the Scourge. Okay, well, Molten Rebuke has now some. Okay. I think I have Lethal, because the Scamp is really good with pump spells when it doesn't get blocked. So, if I attack all and they don't block Scamp, they just lose. If they do block the Scamp, 6 plus. Oh, it's I think 1. I can't quite win in that case. Because I can make this thing, these deal 4, with these pump spells it take deal 9, and when this dies, it's 1 to them, so they will go to exactly 1 life, if they don't block the Scamp. Because of course what I can do is just play the Molten Rebuke here. Or even the Sky Warden. I think, I'm gonna say they are not gonna block the Scamp. I'm gonna say they are not gonna block the Scamp, and even if they are, I just crescendo it, and you know, this dies and then they take 4, so here we go. And now what this happens, because you when this deals combat damage to a player, you can sack it. Now what I'm gonna do here is, I'm gonna make it into a 4 power creature. I'm gonna make it into a 6 power creature. So they take 12 from the Scamp alone, because now I can sack it and its power is 6. Yeah, I get to proliferate, who cares? Because there's the death trigger. That's why I like this Scamp so much with the pump spells. Because you can do ridiculous stuff like that. Okay. Okay, ramping up here. Ranking up, I mean. Okay, so 1 more tier to beat before I hit the plat. Okay, Dune Mover is here to help the Char Forger be a turn 3 play, so this is actually quite nice. 2, 3, 4. Oh, I don't even need the land anymore. I don't think I'm gonna fetch it. I'm still playing the Dune Mover here. Unless they play something I absolutely want to kill with the Slinger. Okay, that's an instant. You don't have to do it on your own turn, but they did. Alright, so... I mean, this is 4 lands. I don't need any more, so I'm gonna play this and not fetch a land. I'd rather this ETH removal than something else. I'm not really that interested in poisoning them. I don't think there's any benefit from me being able to poison them. So, that's not an artifact. Just play this thing, there's no reason to do any tricks with the Crescendo, plus the 2-1 would still die. But more importantly, it's better to just, you know, curve out. Don't care about this thing being alive currently. So what I could do is I could force them to use a trick here. I think it's totally worth it. I mean, this was a free token, and if they trade this into a trick of some kind, or the creature itself, I'm fine with that. Charforger is gonna pick up a couple of counters. That's still... that's absolutely fine. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, my few black sources keep happening, but it doesn't matter. I have still very good stuff going on in here. So these, they can only use one of these cards, and they just played a land. Okay, so that was it. Alright, well that's something I can... yeah, I can sack the 1-1 to kill the glider. That is fantastic. Of course, first I will attack. Because you can sack any creature for the ability to work. Tap land. Yeah, that's a sweet bomb rare, but also a sweet way to deal with it. Now they still have the 2-2, but you know, that's a trade I'm willing to make. The Slinger can trade with the 2-2 and... okay, 4-3. Maybe I have to just clear it. That's a loot, so they get rid of an extra land there. Yeah, I'm gonna not block here because I will actually kill the Fisher, obviously, and that's a lot of lands. Because they go now to 8 here, and I have the Crescendo here. That was a greedy attack. I mean, they weren't really... I guess they just hoped I have nothing on the 4-3 and I wouldn't be able to attack with the 2-2 anyway. Okay, or maybe they have ways to deal some instant amount of damage here. Feels like. Come on, let's draw something else than lands, shall we? That's a good one. So, I think it's better to keep mana up for the Crescendo, but what I could do, I could play this, because the equip cost is 1, I could play a land and then, you know, deal 1 more damage. But I believe the Crescendo is better to be used here as a trick if they try to have like a... What? Okay, I don't understand. I really don't understand what happens. I mean, what mass removal is? I don't know. Why would they attack with this and go to 3? But I mean, if they have like a counter spell, I don't actually care. This is such a... And they didn't. Yeah. Okay. Let's move this here. The 2-2 will trade with this anyway. I mean, if I want to even block. So now let's see what's their turn. Just a card draw. Why wouldn't they do it on their own turn? Why wouldn't they use... I'm losing to some nonsense now. Am I gonna take 12 damage on this turn? That's nowhere near enough. Okay. So I've already won. I'm just gonna do this so that they have no chance. So they really thought they would be able to, you know, with this +7, but it wasn't even lethal. They were raising in a situation where, well, I had very much fun. I mean, this never should have done the attacks. It should have traded with the Slinger. And then actually this, if I didn't draw the Rebel Salvo, this could have been an actual problem for me, but I did actually draw it, so okay. On the draw, I have a... Yeah, I mean, this is good hand. This is just fantastic, actually. Any land and I can cast everything. And even with these 2, I can cast 2 of my spells. One of which can help me dig into the lands if I'm really getting stuck here. Red and white. Could be aggression. Okay, but just a... Yeah, I think I'm willing to do this first because I can attack into that guy. Because I could have done this and then make it more likely to hit the third land, but I don't think I really need to hit it right now. I can just play the action on Graver here. No big deal. If I don't draw land. Strider wasn't the best draw there, but it's a strong card, so if the game just, if we just trade resources, I will be able to play this at some point. Okay, they go for the slash on that guy, which is, not really a big deal to me. Okay, perfect. I get the land, and while I still can add to the board, and I guess, it maybe sounds a bit weird, but I could get a swamp to make sure I can actually crack this thing at some point. Most of the lands I will be drawing here will be mountains anyway, and I don't have double casters. I have a triple caster. Oh, actually I do have a double caster too, but it's a 5-drop. The triple caster could be a little bit risky. I think I'm gonna still take that here. Of course I didn't have to make the decision right now, but I just didn't want to hold priority for this thing. So, because I'm trusting that, well, my deck has still, 3 swamps left, and how many mountains? 9 mountains. That I'm gonna not regret not getting a mountain there. Okay, Hazardous Blast doesn't seem to be doing much here. Splitter, which I can, if I draw a land, I can make this into a 2-3. Yes, perfect. And then block this guy. Because I don't know, I have the sledge too, but I know before my things start dying, I'm gonna play this on the battlefield. So I'm actually not even wanting to discard anything to draw a card. Because the draw Skull Bomb seems like if we do trade resources, if we do end up doing that, this is gonna be a 2-for-1. Very slow one, but it is. Because I'm not gonna ditch the Strider, this is just great. And, Fault Charge. So the only thing I could consider discarding is the Skull Bomb. But what? Then I draw like a land, and then I draw another land, and I'm gonna be miserable. Yeah, not gonna use the Engraver, I'm just gonna block the 4-2. They are deciding if they should use this right now. Okay, they have 3 cards in hand. This is so much different from looting, because looting is safe. You can basically always loot and discard the card you drew if it's worse than stuff in your hand. Unless you literally have the best possible cards in your deck, in your hand right there and there. Okay, Flamestoker, that has to go, because that's gonna draw them 4 cards, isn't it? Yeah, discard your hand and draw 4. Costs 7 mana minus the amount of oil it has, but yeah, that's a priority to get rid of. For sure. Another slash. Like I said, not interested in using the ability there. Now, am I interested in blocking this token with the Char Forger? And the answer is definitely not. I can take 4 here. Because I have my 20 here. Yeah, this is good to block this thing, but problem is they are at... If they drop a land on the next turn, they can just activate it. I don't want them to get 4 cards. Now, is there a chance that they have a way to save it, like a pump spell? Of course there is a chance, but... I feel like I have to go for it anyway. I'm gonna do it in their upkeep. So at least they have to tap mana on their own turn. No point in any kind of attacks here. And they do have a priority here, so it could be a way to save this. Okay, Rebel Salvo in there. Well, I can't save it, but I can kill this at least now. But this is of course a little unfortunate that I'm gonna take now 5 damage. Well, I can take 5, go to 11, not a big deal. Of course I can jump, but I don't think jumping at this point is relevant. Alright, that will be good. How greedy can I get here? If I play this, I can't play anything else really, so I'll just do this and equip my little token here. Actually, I should equip the other guy, this 1/1 here. Because I'd rather trade this on this thing if possible. I could attack, I know, and trade this in here. But if they have removal, nah, I'm not gonna do that. I have a lot of good stuff, including the Skull Bomb here. If I just can stabilize, I will be able to maybe overwhelm the opponent with the stuff I can put onto the battlefield. Okay, that will be a 3 power double striker, but I guess I have to clear that thing away. Okay, they don't want to attack. That was almost an annoying misclick for them. That thing can, but I'm very happy to make this trade. Wow. Okay, there is the land. Now, am I just supposed to pay 5 mana for that? I think I am. I'm not able to block this well in combat. Thanks to double strike. Not gonna play this guy. Yeah, I mean, I could sack something like this. No, I'm not gonna. I guess the +1/+0 could be. Actually, this is worse. This is +1 -1. But what I'm gonna do is just no. Pay 4, kill this. No stress. I mean, they are top decking, and I am having a lot of spells to play here. That's annoying with the splitter for sure, but yeah, I kind of forgot they can do that. But I mean, I have to take 3 here. Another Charforger. Yeah, the fact they had that first strike thing, yeah, that was a gut. That was a good draw. Very good draw. Because they can make it into 4 power first. I mean, and I'm afraid of what they. I mean, if they draw something that has more than 2 power, it's gonna be even worse. All right. But in the meanwhile, I am just I have to play the Strider now. I can't attack with it. It has to block. This can attack now. I mean, now I have to kind of get lucky, so I'm not gonna play around things now that they already drew one thing that makes me have a hurry in this game to be able to win. Because I can now still block a 4 power first striker. But if they drew anything that deals with the Strider, it's just... Oh, that's gonna be 5 power first striker now. They did draw it. They did draw what they needed. Okay. That's... I mean, I can double block it actually. It's gonna be only 1 toughness, so yeah. But it's, I mean, the same thing is gonna just keep happening. This is gonna be a 5/1 first striker on the next turn. Well, that means I'm not gonna block yet. Because there's no point, I can block it on the next turn. Man, those 2 top decks back to back, they were insane. That will be helping a lot. But let's first... okay, let's be smart now. I have 5 mana, I can equip on the Cavalier. Of course I need to block these other stuff too, but I have blockers for it. So I can I can pressure them a little bit. They might block with the Engraver, which is, you know, totally fine. I don't mind that. I need to get them to get rid of all of the creatures they have so that they have less stuff to equip with. But they are free from flesh might do the trick here. I am at 3, so I can take either the 2-2 or the 1-3 still. They understandably... I guess I should have played this pre-combat so I could have gotten a counter there if they block, but oh well. Better this way. Now that they didn't block. Alright. Free from flesh will be super important here. So I could put all of them in its way. In case they have their own trick still. But I mean, they just top decked a card. Maybe it's just a land. Because the thing is that let's say they actually choose to kill the 2-3 and a 2-2. I will still lose a creature even if I use the free from flesh. That's what I'm not liking at all. But I guess what I can do here is I am able to do it like this here. So if they have like +2 toughness. Oh, but it's gonna be still... Yeah, okay, I'm still gonna do it like this because I think they cannot just put the Strider in there first. Maybe even they have a removal spell they use on the 2-2. But now, of course, this will happen before first strike and this is all gonna work. Yes. Okay, so I'm in the game. As long as they don't draw deal 3 to me. Yeah, now Helden Claris. Yeah, that's there already. 5 power. Okay, they played a land. I'm glad to see that. I guess they wanted to move or do all the equipment there. And now, can I threaten lethal enough for them to be forced to block? They can jump block the Strider, and I can haste this up. So let's say they jump block the Strider, which is the best way them to, you know, for them to prevent damage without blocking with the 5-1. So the other guys are gonna deal 6. Yeah, 9. This can haste up. It's 11. I can equip this. It's 12. It's not lethal, so they can actually just take it all. Take the all other stuff there. But of course this won't have first strike on my turn, so what I'm doing here now is... the Skull Bomb can get me another Charforger and I can play it as well if I don't want to. Yeah, I think if I don't want to equip with this thing, I don't want to equip it. This is fine. Getting a counter for that artifact going away too. So this is now fine. I have plenty blocks there and I can just I'll just attack here with this guy. I mean, I guess I can attack with... No, just this guy for now. That's gonna be enough blockers for all the stuff. Okay, these Charforgers will pick up some counters now. So now, as long as they don't draw a burn spell on my face. They destroyed it. I mean, I think I had the game here won against most of the top decks not involving me just outright dying. Because let's say I was able to play around a bunch of pump spells too. So let's see, the 3 + 1 is 1. So this could be an 8 powered first striker trampler with 2 toughness. So I mean, if they attack with this guy, with one card in hand. I have only one thing I can do here. I'm gonna put everything in front of it. If they don't have a trick, yeah, they can kill this Charforger and the 2/2. Or this thing, who cares if they lose the creature? And that would be enough to, not die to any pump spell. I guess they could have had the white uncommon that says that, it gets +2/+2 and equipped creatures gain indestructible. That would have been awkward, of course. I still wouldn't have died there. But they drew the exact thing that deals 3 damage to me out of 21 cards. I don't know how many of them they had there, but I would say that was a disappointing way for the game to end, because I just stabilized and I don't think I needed that many turns there to really start, because I had the hasty thing. Yeah, I think I needed only a few turns to win. Okay. Thermophic here can get my swamp, which of course, I have only a few black cards. I don't really need it that much. They mulliganed. They are also playing a 46 card deck. Alright. But let's thin the deck. I don't really need any more lands, despite me having a 4-drop in my hand. But I mean, I'm gonna draw a land at some point. That thing I will just be blocking. Okay, so with what of? Trading with the Batterfish token. I think maybe this gets killed more easier than this, but the Angraver will be better in the late game. Okay, I'm gonna just do it like this. The 2/2 will be traded. I don't want them to get any poison damage in, but well, they had an infectious bite, so I mean, if I played the Engraver, that wouldn't have happened, but I guess they used an infectious bite on my rebel token there. So this is now toxic too. I mean, I could kill it by playing the Battle Fist, and then this is gonna be a 1-mana spell, but that sounds like a very bad idea. Well, let's play this now. Although, actually, let's play this, because now I can respond with the Rebel Salvo if they have something similar. Yeah, that's a good idea. I don't really want to, but if I get a 2-for-1, I will. Scrap Gorger. That's a card worth killing, especially when they miss a land drop. Bye bye. Okay, now we are on. I'm gonna do this attack. Maybe they will block, maybe they want to. I mean, are they really thinking that they can connect with the 1/1? I guess if they... I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna play the splitter here. I can take, of course, 2 poison here. It's not the end of the world, but I wouldn't want to be corrupted if I can help it. But they are living the dream. I mean, they only need to deal somehow with this token here, and they can attack for 2 poison, and then this will be toxic 3 after that, because this increases. Okay, it's a pump spell or something. And yeah, it's fine. Because what I lost there was just a 2/2. I didn't lose the 4/2. I lost just a 2/2 there. Well, I keep attacking here. Just play the Centurion here. I'm gonna keep blocking that guy. Not gonna equip it though, because I don't wanna make it 1 toughness. Yep. And I think I want to keep mana up for the free from flesh, because I was thinking about equipping the splitter here. But then I could play the Engraver, but I wouldn't have the 1 mana after that. I'm willing to trade this thing on this, and I'm willing to trade this thing on here, so I think I'm just willing to attack here. I'm only at 2 poison. It feels like they're gonna make some blocks here, which I'm fine with. Or if they take 6, yeah, they can't take that many. No, I can actually save this guy. That might make sense. Because then it'll get 2 poison too. 2 oil too. Okay, I suddenly like that plan more. Should I move this thing? I mean, this being 1-3 or 2-2, is there a difference? Yeah, there is. If they have the +2/+1 and then they fight, this as a 2 power creature doesn't kill a 3 power creature. So yeah, let's not move any equipment. They hit their 3rd land. It's a 1-3. Well, my equipment make it so that, well, this guy makes it so when this attacks, remove 2 oil, thing can't block, and I drew this thing. Well. So move this in here. Additional damage here. Take action. This won't block. And they have to finally block the 3-1 that they could have blocked earlier. They still go to 3 here. And of course I have a totally... Oh, they had a 3rd color. Yeah, that's too little too late. Disruption in there is fine. Oh, first time I see this. I don't even have the triple red, but I don't have 6 mana either. 3 cards in the graveyard. So this is a win if I... Unless they have something weird, right? So this is gonna be here. No, this can't attack, so it's not a win. Unless I make this into a 3-1, which I can. Yeah, I mean, this is a win. Just simple math. And I had exactly the mana for this. Because that's now one blocker, one attacker they can't block, and each of them deals that required 3 damage. Wow, one of these double Char Forger starts when I don't have any way to get one of my black mana. I think I have now 7 ways to get them, because I have 4 swamps, and then the black producing land that enters tapped, and then I have the 2 Terramorphic Expanse and the 2-drop that can get the swamp. So that's 7 outs for a black. I'm gonna keep it. It's such an unlikely... Well, okay, fine. I take it. I guess 7 is, still a decent amount, but it feels like I was really lucky here now. Okay, so that's a good blocker on this thing. I'm of course not going to attack, but I can move around the trick is to move this on someone else, and then this is a 2-2 which can't be jumped or traded by with this Valkater's Watcher. And I think this is a match where I can outrace them. Even if I don't draw land, I could have played the action Engraver and do this, but now that I have the Char Forger, it's even better. I played pre-combat because they actually might trade with the 1-1 here. Then I picked, oil counters on this. They were not interested in that. The Volt Charge and the Crescendo. Okay, well, they had their 3-drop that makes a thing too. And I'm totally not gonna jump here, right? I could, pick some oil here, save 4 damage. Because I'm going to Volt Charge the 3-3, that's for sure. Oh, and then actually these will get, I get to proliferate. So that is the reasonable thing to do. even drew the land, which can allow me to use the crescendo mid-combat if they want a double block or something. Oh, I could play the Ancra. No, I mean I could play this first and proliferate. I don't think it matters if this has 2 or 3 counters, so this is better. So now I can let them double block these Charforger or move the equipment somewhere. If they double block, I'm gonna crescendo, right? Maybe? I don't really want it to die when it's about. Yeah, I think it's gonna be crescendo. I can play this card until end of my next turn. So this is 2, 4, 5. Yeah, no point trying to push any kind of lethal here. Okay, that I can play on the next turn. Totally fine. They get to draw the card. They have no board otherwise. This thing turning into a 4/4, I couldn't care less. Because I'm at 18. Kinsmith. Okay, they're gonna go for that. That's really slow though. I mean, it's there. 4 mana, 3/1s. Sadly, they will be able to trade with these Charforgers here. When they're about to... Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to trade one of them and the other one can get me a thing. But I should definitely do this before that. Yep. They are taking, you know, 6 damage here, and the other Charforger can make me a card I can play. I mean, they could take 8 damage or go to 1, but I can't imagine them being able to block. Sorry, win on the next turn when I'm at 14. Moving this around. I'm not gonna block the... Yeah, I was gonna equip the 1/3 here, make it in the 2/2. Or then again, maybe not. Okay, I go to plat now. Maybe not, because now this is a lethal attacker they have to just somehow deal with. Yeah, maybe it would have not been a good idea. It wouldn't have been a good idea. But yeah, this is I mean, partly about the power of the Charforger, but of course I had my interaction very handy here too. Okay, it seems like I'm able to get these Charforgers quite nicely. I'm keeping this hand funnily. 3 out of my 4 swamps here. I'm not gonna get a land with this. Maybe if I get my triple red dragon. That's maybe the only way. So the opponent starts with 6 cards. And yeah, definitely now I'm not gonna need a land. I'm gonna play these because if they have some kind of removal, I'd rather them use on the 2/1. I know I could have played the Batterfish too, but I felt like... that's an artifact, by the way. This is actually very good, because if I played this, they get rid of the token, and you know, the token of course doesn't come back. So I played correctly. Now, is there a reason to kill this right now? Because I could get a counter on this thing by sacking on the next turn, plus I can sack the 1/1 there, which is more valuable than sacking the 2/2. I don't need the Dune Mover back or anything, so let's actually do this now. So next turn I can play the Batterfist and the Slinger, sack this 1/1 to get rid of the Sentry, which is an artifact. I might pick up a poison if they deal with the Charforger now. I'm not gonna jump the 1/4, obviously. Yep, ossification that I cannot prevent from happening. Take 1 poison here. Chimney Rebel. I mean, I guess I could. I just don't like the idea of taking a lot of poison against the green-white deck. I want them to be forced to do some work to get the corrupted status. Because if I now do the Rebel thing, I'm not gonna jump the 1/4. I would go to 2 poison in that case. But it is better in terms of mana. Yeah, okay, I'm actually gonna do it. It is just better used mana there. I really hope I don't get punished by getting corrupted here. I'm not corrupted yet, I know, but I'm very close to now. Any kind of proliferate. I mean, this could make me, if they choose to not get a land, I will be at 3 poison. Yep. So let's see if they have some corrupted payoffs to punish me. Here I'm going to... Yeah, if I want to play the tap land now, I think they're gonna block the rabble anyway. So that my turn will be Slinger, Battlefeast, tap land. Because I can play an untapped land, play this equip the rabble here to make it a 4/2, and then you know, would they take 4 damage? I don't think so. So I'm gonna just do the attack right now. No need for a land here. Decline this, and this can be played now. Alright. Now I have a lot of creatures, but they can play one big creature and then I have no attacks. So I might need some help from my deck. But they're down to 2 cards, of course. Wow, that's their best. Why would they even kill this toxic? I guess they just think that they don't want to get any poison. Anyhow. Their turn being like that means that I'm in really good shape now. Really good shape. Even the rebuke dealing with something. And I can deal with 2 toughness creatures by just equipping the scamp, and it seems like okay, they have nothing, and I will have these good top decks, and of course this is gonna be very... Actually, that might have been a lethal attack, because I mean they're at 10 here. They are at 10 here, so I mean I can equip the scamp. That's 2, 4, 8, and then this is a 2/1 which I can sack when it connects, dealing the remaining 2. Alright. I mean, I have only 2 of these in my deck. I'm getting them a lot, which is really great because it's an excellent card, but wow. I just get the swamp right away. I get to thin the deck a little bit so that I don't draw maybe. I mean, there's a slightly smaller chance to draw a land. And yeah, I could have played the draw skull bomb, but I might as well play it on turn 2 because I don't have a turn to play unless I'm getting lucky here. I'm not that eager to sacrifice this thing because first of all I should sacrifice it when the Char Fortress is on the battlefield. So now... Okay, that's a good one, but you know what's a very good one against a 1/1 Death Toucher? A 1/1 Goblin token, the well-being of which I couldn't care less about. Okay, so complete devotion is a thing. I'm actually gonna let them use that. Now, I guess the Crescendo could, but no, next turn will be a Centurion anyway. I'll just make them use their tricks. I mean, I guess they can't save both of their guys. Well, that's one thing too, but I mean, they can, of course, if they just have at 3 mana, a 1 mana trick and a 2 mana trick. Yeah, that was a little harsh. I mean, look at the start they had. 1 drop, this thing, the tricks. I need my own removal. but so this thing can block or trade. I mean, I'm not. Maybe it just is gonna trade with the Skull Dweller. Believe that's the case. On the other hand, yeah, because if I now just use the Skull Bomb to get this thing back, I'm gonna be corrupted, and this will be a bigger threat. So I guess I'll just hope they won't be having more tricks. Yeah, I really didn't expect them to have. I mean, of course, I know this is a very playable card in the Toxic deck, and this is, but they just had to have that combination of cards: 1 mana trick and a 2 mana trick. Let's see if they can continue this with the removal. And of course they can. Yeah, well, that's one of those games where you just don't really have much of a... I mean, chance, of course I do. I can just remove this guy with my burn spell if I draw one. Oh. Menace. When this enters the battlefield or attacks, exile up to 1 card from a graveyard. Okay, but if the conjurer duplicate... Oh, but they can't cast it with any mana, so if they... Okay, so they might just exile this, but they won't be conjuring a duplicate because they have no access to red mana. But I mean that they just host my Skull Bomb. I guess that means I'm gonna just draw a card with it. Oh, I shouldn't auto pass. Okay, because I had the auto pass up. Yeah, now I can do this. There's no more anything to fetch. Okay, Furnace Starter. Okay, like I said, I just need the removal here. Which I have now. So this is Death Touch. This is Menace. So if I play the Strider now, I cannot block the Menace guy and I won't block the Death Toucher. Okay. It is the mana efficient play, otherwise I can just play the Volt Charge. I'm actually gonna be a little bit of a brave guy here and do this. I'm gonna even attack with it. Because I don't care about the 1 damage and the 1 poison here that much. Maybe I should, but I also need to care about winning this game. And it's gonna be only won by me, you know, attacking. Yeah, they can... Actually, I kind of forgot these ETBs or attacks, so they get the Skull Bomb somewhere in the top 5 if they want to. I mean, it doesn't matter really. What matters is that I can kill the Skull Dweller. I don't think I'm gonna die to poison, because after that they will have only 1 poison. Yeah, I'm more worried about the damage. Because I couldn't block the Menace guy anyway. That's why I was interested in playing this. Also, when I proliferate, this gets another counter, of course. So I should just... Okay, so I killed this guy and then they will have 7 damage left. Can I win in 2 attacks? If I draw a creature, yes. So point is, I can play the Dune Moor, not get a land, obviously. And then I will haste it up. They go to 10, they are not going to block with the 3-2. And then post-combat, I can kill the Skull Dweller, or I guess I can kill also the Assimilator, but I don't care about that though. So I think the thing is, what I'm gonna do here regardless is this. But I need to, if I want to, yeah, sorry, I do need to do actually this first. Because I want to proliferate, I can't give it haste on. Because I want it to have the counter, so I kind of wanted that to be a surprise. This might affect how they're gonna do things, because they will leave now the chorus to block. Yeah, that's the problem. They have a good blocker there, and I'm gonna go to 3 here. So I think, because I wanted to leave the, so that if I draw a creature it will have haste. Yeah, but now the problem is that I need to draw a skill spell specifically for the flying thing. And I don't know if I have... Oh, they have also that. Sure. Well, then I wasn't gonna win here. That is... I mean... No, even if they didn't have this, this wasn't enough, because this can, you know, I can haste up a 4 power creature and then... Well, it doesn't matter, let's just do this anyway, because this is gonna give me something I might... Yeah, it doesn't matter at all. I can have haste up a 4 power creature and then... Yeah, they block now one of them and then I will not be able to deal more than 9 damage. Yep, so that's that. But that was a really good start from the opponent. Yeah, that was... I mean, I didn't die to poison a lot. In the end, he died to damage. But this thing, being a menace 3-1 for 2, plus some utility abilities too. That's a good one. It's a rare, of course. So this will be the final match because I'm at 6 wins and 2 losses. Unless this somehow ends up in a draw. I'm on the play. My first play will be on turn 3, but... And it's not even that great. But I can cast a bunch of these. I have the removal. I think I'll keep it because... Getting to 6 cards, I mean... I'm not sure if I can just curve out. Okay, every opponent playing 1-drop. So of course in this format you want to. And this is a very good 1-drop. But it seems like it's hard to kind of get the initiative here. Especially when I miss my own 2-drop. Okay, well I'm just... guess I have to just trade with that thing, which is... Not, yeah, that's why I don't like these 3 mana 3/2s. When you want to block your opponent's 2-drop, you will trade with your 3-drop. That is miserable. Maybe if they have a trick, they could have +2/+2 for 1 mana. I mean, I guess I can take the 3 here. I'm not gonna block here because I have these removal spells. I got my own thing here now, so... Well, let's... I mean, it seems like they have not much to do there, so... Maybe I can win this race somehow. Okay. Chimney Rebel. I mean, this goes to face, but I just don't think I have enough creatures to make it. I mean, because I could use the salvo here, but they might have the, 5 toughness. 5 toughness thing. I don't know why did I do this right now. That was a mistake, because now they can choose to block with the 1/1. But, well, they didn't. That was just completely pointless to kill it at that point. Well, there's a... Okay. So I can do this, and now my... I'm gonna leave the mana up for the salvo and the crescendo, but I don't... actually, if they attack with the 1/1s, I can just, take it, although the scamp will sack to kill, but... Yeah, no blocks. I mean, if the scamp is sacked here, maybe I'll just use the crescendo to save the token here. Yeah, let's do it. And that's something. Okay, I actually have, wow, 2 things that deal with that stuff. Wow. Alright, alright. So... I'm gonna crack this. So this is gonna cost 2 mana. Rebuke can be used when I have hit my 5th mana. This has to play on to be played on this turn. Well, I don't have to play it right now. So let's salvo this thing. And then I will attack and use my free from flesh when they block the Centurion, and conveniently Centurion actually can use the oil too. So let's go. And now I have a better board. I have a removal for one other 5-drop, but they could have the hasty thing. But I guess I will take that much. Okay, so my Battle Feast is gone. Sure. But I have my Sky Warden here still. And conveniently enough I get mana for it, so they need another 5 mana spell. It seems like they are mono red. It seems like I'm mono red, but I actually do have some black here. How many rebukes can they play? Apparently not that many. So this has menace, they can't even block it. Are they playing 2-color deck that hasn't drawn the other color? I'm not gonna wait my swamp here. I'm gonna play this most likely, but I think I should just first see what is this. This here. Okay, well there's the black mana. So they're taking 7 unless they are gonna jump block. Yeah, they can slash that. Okay, so I might just be winning here. I'm gonna get this swamp right away, just no reason to wait for priorities here. Okay, they need to find for something. Okay, they have a mirror convert, yeah, which they could play and double block. But then this 4-power creature will be... Well, there are multiple issues with that plan, of course. First of all, the double block wouldn't be enough to even kill my 5/5. It would only buy them a turn. But of course, then they couldn't block this, and this is already lethal. And I can kill one of the blockers so that this can't be double blocked. So that was that. Well, I was able to stabilize, and I don't know. I guess I needed the removal here. The crescendo saving my thing was good. And then the opponent really kinda started missing plays there. I don't know what happened there. I don't know what was in their hand, because that's a lot of cards to have in hand with access to 5 mana. Maybe they played 2 colors and just didn't get the second one. But yeah, that was it. This was actually my 3rd draft of this Alchemy. The second draft was the previous video I published, and my first one was unrecorded on the patch evening. I actually did get 7 wins with that thing too. So I have a pretty good record now. Well, I will have played a lot more of these drafts when this video publishes, so my record probably is not as good at that point anymore. But let's just quickly say something about this deck. By the way, I never got to... I think I drew this like once, didn't cast it. Or was it in my starting hand, which I mulliganed or whatever? I didn't get to use this at all. But what did I get to use a lot was the Char Forgers. Now, interestingly, I maybe exiled once a card with the ability, but at least the opponent had to use removal on these things often. And the fact you get the 1/1 token for free can matter a lot. It gives you jump blocks and just sometimes good value when you have this equipment. So this deck doesn't really have any kind of theme. Like what was the theme here? Just play cards removal. Some enough early game and decent mid game, and then some powerful things like the Strider and the Sky Warden, and I suppose the Hellraiser too, and the Char Forger. Some card advantage with the Skull Bombs, the Crescendos perhaps. So yeah, this was just a creatures and removal deck, and that's, you know, good enough. Quite often in limited, when you compare to some very highly synergistic decks, it's not necessarily needed. But yeah, that was it. A pretty long video now, and I will see you in the next draft, which should be a traditional draft, and I'm not sure how many of these will be uploaded. Maybe there will be more alchemy, maybe not. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. I will let you see this beautiful prize. Bye bye.